Hey guys, and welcome back to Movie Talk. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to discuss what I want to do, how I would do the Flashpoint movie. We know the Flash is, I guess, still getting a solo movie titled Flashpoint. I don't know if if they're still doing it, but if they are still doing it, here is how I would make the Flashpoint movie if I were, a writer, a director, whatever, how I would make the movie. So I think a few months ago this was leaked, which is basically like I don't know if it's real or if it's not real, but some leak of apparently the Flash movie, what will happen in it, and I actually really like this. I really like how this sounds. I'm gonna make a few changes to it, but first I'll just read this out and say what it says here, and then I will make the changes to it later on. So it starts off, Barry Allen travels in time to prevent his mother Nora from being murdered and awakens in an alternative timeline where he never became the Flash, and Eobard Thawne rules the world. Now, in the beginning of this sounds very sounds very alike of the Flashpoint storyline in the comics, but the interesting part comes where it says Eobard Thawne rules the world, which I'm guessing in the beginning of this story, Eobard Thawne is not a speedster. Not in the beginning, but I guess he will become a speedster later in the movie. Now, I really, really hope they do Eobard Thawne right. But of course, I think Matt Letcher, who plays him in the CW show and on Legends of Tomorrow, I think is a very good, Eobard Thawne, and so was Tom Cavanaugh, but I think someone who I would love to see as Eobard Thawne is Glenn Howerton. He just looks very Reverse Flashy, and I could easily imagine this guy in the Reverse Flash suit tormenting Barry's very existence. He just looks like someone who would play. First of all, he looks the part. Second, he can play the part, and third, I really want to see him just play the character because he's a very good actor. So Glenn Howerton is my dream choice for Eobard Thawne. Barry meets Iris West and Jay Garrick, members of an underground resistance against Thawne, and learns that Thawne is a time traveler and they are enemies in the future. Now, Iris West in the DCEU is being played by Kiersey Clemons, who I think was not the right person at all to play Iris West. It's kind of sucks that they're making her African American, because that yet again means that we will not be getting someone who I've really wanted to see in the DCEU. That means that we will not be getting the ginger Wally West in the DCEU either, which just really sucks. But I think they should have had Emma Watson play Iris West. She really looks, first of all, she looks the part very, very, very much. And she also, I also think that she can very much act the part very well. Yeah, but I can't change that. She is being played by Kiersey Clemons in the DCEU. And then there's Jay Garrick, who is also a member of the Underground Resistance, or whatever they called it in that script thing or in the leak. And I don't think they're gonna make Jay Garrick a speedster. I think they're gonna make him like a war veteran or something. But I really think if they do that, if they don't make him a speedster, I really think they're wasting the character of Jay Garrick in the DCU. He's so interesting in the comics, though. It's kind of sad that he hasn't, been that as interesting as he is in the comics on either the show or the DCEU. Hopefully they don't ruin him, though, in the DCEU. Barry reproduces the accident that gave him his powers, but Thawne can drain his speed to power himself as well, which I assume is how Thawne gets his powers. Thawne killed his mother to manipulate Barry into going back in time and save her and weaken the timeline, allowing Thawne to change history to conquer the world. Barry defeats Thawne after a battle throughout time and traps him in the Speed Force. Barry meets Iris again in the fixed timeline, but she doesn't remember him until they kiss. But I would prefer it if Iris and Barry already knew each other before, before Barry met up with her in the fixed timeline. That is one of the changes I will make. I will go over the changes that I will make now. I think this is a really cool idea for a Flashpoint movie. Now, here are the changes that I will make. Firstly, as I said before, I want Barry and Iris to know each other before Barry creates the Flashpoint timeline. And I think they can just make it that Barry and Iris know each other before Barry makes the Flashpoint timeline. They aren't dating or anything. Then Barry makes the Flashpoint timeline, comes back, tells Iris all about the Flashpoint timeline, but she doesn't remember anything. Then they kiss, and then she remembers it, and then they start dating in the end of the movie. That's how I would do it. Now, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohn, who played Thomas and Martha Wayne in BVS, have teased that they will come back for a DCEU Flashpoint movie, so I don't get why not include them. Just include them in the movie somehow. I was thinking instead that secret force that they were talking about that Iris and Jay Garrick were members of, just swap out Jay Garrick with, Flashpoint Batman. I think that would work a lot better. And find a way to have, Martha Wayne's Joker included throughout the movie. They can have a relationship kind of like how Batman and Catwoman have in the comics, where they're, fighting each other, but they're also kind of dating. And look at this actor. Doesn't she just look like a female version of the Joker? And we also know that both Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are out as Batman and Superman, so they can also use this movie to, recast Batman and possibly Superman if they want to. So I want John Hamm to play Batman. So what they could do is, when Barry, goes back to the fixed timeline, John Hamm can be Batman. That is possibly the best thing they can do to recast Batman and Superman in the DCEU is with this movie. So since both Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are gone, why not just use the Flashpoint movie as, to recast them? And they already have, Shazam and Cyborg in the DCEU, so they play a big, they play a huge part in the Flashpoint storyline, so why not just put them in the movie too somehow? Maybe they can be a part of the Secret Force too with Iris and Thomas Wayne Batman and stuff like that. Now please tell me in the comments how you would make a Flash solo movie. It doesn't even have to be a Flashpoint storyline. You can just tell me in the comments how you would do a Flashpoint storyline. Just tell me in the comments how you would do it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to drop a like. I would appreciate it very much, and share this video with your friends. Also, please subscribe if you like the content I put out, and leave a comment on what you thought about the video. And my Instagram is in the description if you want to follow it. And that's about all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.